Gordon Thompson, film sound recordist.
Thank you.
And I was a production runner here in 1970 on a film called Sunday, Bloody Sunday, produced by Vic Films. And the producer was Joe Yanni, the director was John Schlesinger. It starred Glenda Jackson, Peter Finch, Murray Head. The production manager on it happened to be Hugh Harlow. I was engaged as production runner. I'd been working in the industries only 2 years before. And it's the one and only time I ever worked at Bray Studios. But I was very fortunate because the studio, it still belonged to Hammer, and many of the Hammer people were still here. The studio manager was Don Weeks, and you'll see his name a lot if you look at the credits on their 60s swashbucklers and films. As I say, my production manager on this film was Hugh Harlow, who was their runner and third and second assistant director through the 50s and the 60s. Our chief electrician was Jack Curtis, who was Hammer staff, and we also had a prop man a wonderful guy called Tommy Money, who was Hammer staff. And along that side there used to be film vaults, because I met their film librarian, a fellow called Bob Rickson. They had a wonderful crew of people. They were fortunate. What happened will never ever happen again. And that wonderful look to those pictures shot at Bray was down to, and for my humble opinion, for what it's worth, 2 or 3 people, particularly one man called Bernard Robinson, their production designer, who was an absolute master, and 2 to 3 cinematographers, Jack Asher, Arthur Grant and Michael Reed, who gave those films an absolutely beautiful look. And when you see them now, they are exquisite. You only have to look at like the Brides of Dracula made in 1960, which Terry Fisher directed, and what a wonderful director he was. And the look on those films, which they were made for peanuts, virtually, has a look now which could never ever be bettered. And it's just down to those key elements. They were just so fortunate that they had those people who just happened to come. They were doing the right thing, the right films, at the right time, with the right people. It just happened, and it'll probably never ever happen again.